Hi, this is Deborah Sable Thornbrew, and I'm going to show you how to build an index in a document. An index is usually located at the very end of the document, and what it is a list of topics along with the page numbers where to find those topics in the document. Word has a feature you can use to build your index instantly automatically, but before you can use that feature you have to go through the document and mark all the little parts and places that you want to include into the index. You have to tag the text that you want to use. For example, in this document, let's say that I want this text right here, General Guidelines, this little subtitle, to be in my index. So I'm going to click to highlight it, General Guidelines, and then I go up here to the References tab, click the References tab forward, and on the right hand side you'll see the index group. To mark or tag General Guidelines here, this text as an entry for the index I'm going to build, you would click here, Mark Entry. The Mark Entry dialog box appears. The main entry is General Guidelines, which is just the text that I had highlighted, and you can make different choices here, but if you're going to start with just a basic index, I would leave this as the default settings. Don't make any changes here, and just click Mark. Notice that to the right of General Guidelines there is now this code, two brackets that are enclosing the code, and then there's an XE and quotation marks, General Guidelines. That's sort of like a Visual Basic kind of code, and it's marking, that's the actual tag itself. Now if I were to print out this document, this code would not show up. It's an invisible code that you see behind the scenes. In addition to that, you may notice that the Show Hide button has been activated. You see these little black backwards P's that look like backwards P's and the little tiny arrows. These are the Show Hide markings that are generally invisible that indicate how you created or built the document. To turn that off, you can press and hold down your Control and your Shift keys and tap the asterisk key on your keyboard, which in my case is my number 8. So when I click those, let me close this first. When I click those, that turns it off. So I'm going to go through the document and make some index tags. Let's say that I'm going to go through and I'll pick up this one, Pace of Rides. I'll highlight that. I want to have that in my index, so I'll choose that, go back up to my References tab in the index group and click Mark Entry. There it is, Pace of Rides, and click Mark. Close that, Control Shift asterisk, and scroll through to see where else I want to have some indexes. Let's see, duration of rides, that'd be a good one. So I'll choose that, Mark Entry, Mark All. And actually I can keep closing the Mark Entry dialog box and bringing it back every time I start a new entry, or I can leave it on my page and just scroll through the document and it will stay on top of the page. So I'm going to go a little bit further and I'll make up some more. Let's see, other heart rate factors. I'll choose that one. Click to choose that one, click Mark Entry. Notice that when I click Mark Entry up here in this dialog box, the main entry changes from the last one that I did to the current one that I just chose, other heart rate factors. So I'm going to click Mark for that. Scroll through again. Suggestions for using a training log, I'll do that one too. Mark Entry for use training log, Mark. And I'll do some more. Well, actually that brings me to the end of the document. I had already created several of them earlier, so now I'm going to close the Mark Index entry. I'm going to turn off my Show Hide buttons, and now I'm going to build the index, and it's going to scan through the document and pick up all of the tags, the Mark Entry tags that I created. Now an index usually is on a page all by itself at the very end of the document. Now right where I am right now, after the word climbing here, that's where my flashing insertion point is. I need to make some space, so I'm going to press enter a couple of times, and then I'm going to do a page break. Now you can do a section break or you can do a regular page break. Either way is fine when you're working with an index. So I'm going to press and hold my Control key down in my keyboard and tap my Enter key, and that will push down into a whole new page. And this is where I want my index to be. So now what I do is I go up to the References tab in the Index group and I click Insert Index. The index dialog box comes up, and this is where I have to make some choices about how my index is going to look. Here is the print preview section where it shows me what it's going to look like. I can choose right align page numbers or not, whatever I want. I can also choose to have a leader if I want to have no leader at all, or a dotted line that goes from the topic to the page number. And I can choose different formats. Classic is one of them. If you choose the drop-down box, you can choose fancy or modern. There's different styles of indexes. I'm going to stick with classic for now. I am going to choose right align page numbers, and I'm going to choose a dotted line tab leader. Over here you can choose indented or not, run in or not, columns. Do you want 2 columns or 3 or just 1 column? 2 columns is pretty standard for an index, so I'm going to leave that alone. And now I'm going to click OK. And there's my index. It has been created, and an index typically will have alphabetic order. So for example, the first marked tagged index entry I had is this one, duration of rides, and it starts with the letter D. So D is the first letter in the alphabet that you'll see in this index. I don't have any tags for A, B, or C, words that start with A, B, or C, so there is no A, B, or C in here, and that's fine. The last tag I have over here at the bottom was the words training base, and that starts with a T, so that's the last entry. It goes from D through T. Now if I want, I can click to select this whole thing and maybe go to my home page and perhaps change the font. I can make the font be whatever I want it to be after the index has been built. I changed it to Times New Roman. And so now if I save this document and publish it this way, anyone looking at my index at the back of my document can look up these topics and see what page numbers they are located on. And that's how you build a basic index in Word 2013.